Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America. Thank you for joining us on the program. Website thisweekinamerica.us. Alena Chapman is with us on the program. She's an international best-selling author, a mentor, a speaker. She's been involved with the study of self-improvement and development for over 2 decades. Her focus has been on teaching others the tools they need to unleash the power within, to break free from beliefs that prevent them from growing, and to begin to love their lives again. She's the author of the new book we'll be talking about on the program today, You Can't Escape from Prison If You Don't Know You're in One, What's Blocking Your Freedom? Alena, welcome to the program. It's great to have you with us on the show.
Oh, Rick, I thank you so much for having me.
This is an excellent book that is helping so many people. And let's start as I'm looking into the book, this really, when you put the book together, it was based on your own experiences, the basic one experience. Talk about that, which you called the twilight zone. You're driving along and suddenly you find yourself off the side of the road crying and you realized something's wrong in my life.
Yeah, actually, I was driving on a country road and I had to pull over and it was a gorgeous day and the sun was shining and I watched the blue sky. And really what hit me the hardest, I had always been a very grateful person. I had always really loved life and I was so grateful for everything. And I couldn't be grateful. I could not find it in myself to be grateful. And that's when it hit me very hard that I wasn't happy and that this was not going to work. And that's when I decided I had this, enough was enough. I want to love my life again. And that's what started me writing.
Yeah, and as you're looking for solutions for yourself, you realize these are solutions that other people, they're going through the same problems that I'm going through. These are solutions that will work in their lives as well.
Yes, actually, what happened was when I made that decision, I couldn't believe the people, the mentors, and I like to call them the angels, the friends, the people you meet that really support you, but the mentors who taught me so much. And then I had an event happen. This is what really solidified it in my mind that this wasn't just for me. I was offered to help for Right Relations, which is an organization that was here in Fort Wayne. It worked through the court system to help people resolve differences and things like that. And I was asked to teach. And I taught here in Fort Wayne and in Kendallville and up in Columbia City. And I saw everyone learn these same tools and start to change their lives for the better. That's when I knew I could help people all over the world.
You're listening to This Week in America. Our guest on the program is Alena Chapman. We're talking about her new book, You Can't Escape from Prison If You Don't Know You're in One, What's Blocking Your Freedom. Her website is very simple, alenachapmanlife.com. Alena is A-L-E-N-A, Chapman, C-H-A-P-M-A-N, life.com. Go to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, and you can link on directly and get all the information on Alena, on this book, and all that she's done. In the first chapter in the book, you talk about awareness, and I guess that's where it all begins. Talk about how we get to that point where, because people are going through life and they have problems and they're thinking, but life's full of problems, so this really isn't all that unusual. Being aware that what you're in are maybe unique circumstances that you can change. How do we go about finding that awareness?
Right. When it comes down to comparing when you're very happy and when you're not. And when the unhappiness or the numbness starts to wear on you more and more and more, and you find that you are not happy. You're not happy within yourself. You have to look for outside things all the time, such as doing something and all of a sudden you get a job raise and you're really happy, but you're not happy with yourself. Then that is one way. I always tell people, when you get up in the morning, how do you feel? Are you filled with anxiety? Are you just thinking, oh my gosh, I do not want to get up. I do not want to have to do what I'm doing today. Are you just like, oh, it's another day, and you don't have any excitement? Then you are not living your life to your fullest potential. And you are not living the life you were meant to live. And you're not living a happy, full of abundance life. It's that simple.
You talk about the art of being grateful. And sometimes we go through life at 120 miles an hour and we really don't take the time to be grateful. Talk about that and how important that is. Maybe slow it down a little bit, understand what you've got, and show some gratitude.
Everyone, absolutely everyone, has something to be grateful for. Everyone. Even in your darkest hours. That's a song, by the way.
Yes. I'm not going to sing it, but yes, I remember that.
Okay, that's all right. You can be grateful. And why do we want to be grateful? And I know that people talk about being grateful all the time, but let's understand what gratefulness is, really. Gratefulness is, number one, it raises your vibration. It makes you, by raising your vibration, I'm saying it gets you out of the cycle of woe is me. If you're grateful, you can't be thinking woe is me. When you're grateful, you can't think of all the bad stuff. You're thinking of the good stuff. So that raises your vibration. And when you're out of that vibration of feeling woe is me and I'm a victim, or look what's happening, I can't control the situation, then that's where you stay. But if you start being grateful more and more for the things you do have, for the things you see, I mean, even going out and looking at the sky, and I always tell people, do you know that the sky is different every single day? It's a gift. It's a gift from heaven. And notice that and be grateful. It's a start. But gratefulness, number one, it can raise your vibration, which is very, very important. You raise your vibration, you raise yourself up to seeing opportunities and possibilities you couldn't see before. Number two, it also just totally helps you to start thinking better about yourself. It's the start of changing the perception of who you are.
Talk about vibration. This is something that you've mentioned, and you talk about it in the book. You can't escape from prison if you don't know you're in one. What's blocking your freedom? Talk about the concept of vibration, because this really is crucial to finding happiness in life, isn't it?
Vibration is very important. And it makes total sense. You have to think of vibration as everything is energy. There's energy all around us. We are energy. We have energy running through us everywhere around us. Now, energy functions at vibrations. And do you know that scientists have even shown that our thought process, what we think in our heads, vibrates? It actually travels faster than, well, they haven't measured it totally, but they think it travels as fast or faster than light. Now think of that. What you're thinking in your head right now is traveling through on a vibration in the airwaves, out. It's not stuck in your head.
Right.
You're on a frequency. Now, if everything is on frequencies, and just think of even being on a radio station. If I turn on a radio station and I turn on country western, what am I going to hear?
You will hear country western music.
Exactly. And if I turn on the classical station, I'll hear classical music.
Yes.
It's like that with vibrations. If I am on a vibration of feeling bad, criticizing, negative thoughts, inside I harbor fear that I can't conquer things, fear that I am successful, or fear about what's going to happen this day. All that stuff in your head, you're on that vibration. And God or the universe, it'll answer what you think. If you're on that vibration, that's what you're going to see more of, and that is what you're going to receive more of.
And that does make perfect sense. You're listening to This Week in America. Alena Chapman is our guest on the program. Author of the book, You Can't Escape from Prison If You Don't Know You're in One. What is blocking your freedom? Her website is alenachapmanlife.com. Alena's ALENA. The book's available all across the country at all the usual places, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Information available by linking on directly on our website, thisweekinamerica.us, that will take you to Alena's website. The foreword of the book is written by Bob Proctor. And I know you've got a very close relationship with Bob, who's legendary. And you've got a free webinar coming up. Talk a little bit about that before we lose track of time here, because this is a way that people can really learn something about themselves and change the course of their life and find some happiness in their lives.
Oh, you bet. That's my whole mission. Yes, I do. It's my very first program, and I have to say it is an awesome program, if I may say so myself. But Bob Proctor is a friend, and he started out as one of my mentors. And and in the book, he was the one that taught me the very last chapter, letting go. And now he is loving my webinar. He's heard it. He even gave it to one of his people because they were going through a hard time. And he told me, you came at just the right time. You can really help her with this program. The trust and the faith he has in what I do is just phenomenal. And he is going to be he is going to be my guest on the webinar. We're going to do the webinar together. I value his perception, his opinion. I wouldn't have it any other way. Now that is going to be a free webinar. We're going to talk about 3 major tools and also the misconceptions and really how to make them work. 3 major tools that you can apply right now to get your life back on track to abundance and pure joy. And that is on March 28th, 2:00 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're interested, it's alenachatmanlife.com// I think you say break free, and you can register right there.
And we'll give that web address for that later in the program. I wanted to mention that because you're able to help so many people. And what a great feeling it is as someone who went through problems and turned your life around. And you talk to people that say, I hate my life. You find people, and in fact, you talk about in the book, you were shocked at the number of people that said, not only I'm not satisfied with my life, I hate my life. And then to see them after they work with you to walk away and a little spring in their step. All of a sudden, they're showing that gratitude. They're showing that, wow, life isn't all that bad after all. What kind of feeling is that when you're able to reach out and help somebody?
Oh my gosh, there is nothing better.
I can imagine, yes.
Nothing better. When I just was talking to a client this morning, and I've seen this woman go from where she was so very unhappy and every day an anxiety attacks every morning and just really miserable. Now she is creating a beautiful life where she loves her job, she loves her family, she is creating a life she just loves. I know it sounds like a fairy tale, but it's so not. And it's so possible. We're meant to live lives we love.
Alena Chapman is our guest on This Week in America. The book is called You Can't Escape from Prison If You Don't Know You're in One. What is Blocking Your Freedom? AlenaChapmanLife.com is the website. Information there on the book as well as the webinar. So many tools that you talk about in the book, and one that everybody seems to struggle with, and I think you alluded to the fact that this was difficult for you as well, forgiveness. Talk about that, because that is so difficult. It makes sense. I need to unload this baggage that I'm carrying around, but it comes right down to it. Sometimes it's difficult to get over that hurt that you've suffered.
It's very hard. I know. I think what we have to keep in mind is that forgiveness is for us. It's for us. We think when we don't forgive someone, we're never going to forgive them. And really sit back and think about that. Do you think that other person cares?
Right.
I mean,
right.
Really? Do you think they're sitting up at night letting this vengeance and this anger eat at them? No, but you are.
Yes.
You're letting it fester in you. You're letting it hold you back. And I'll tell you a funny thing. I had to forgive a lot. As I was getting out of my prison, the process was a lot harder than I had anticipated and a lot longer. And so I think I went through the forgiveness process because I was trying to forgive during the process at least 7 times. And I'll tell you, in the end, it helped me tremendously. Number one, I didn't harbor any of that anger. So every time I spoke to people that were bothering me at the time, I didn't harbor the anger. I didn't show the anger. I actually showed a softness. And when you do that, there's that vibration again. They feel it. And how can you fight someone who doesn't show the anger, who's not fighting you back? You can't. And so it turned out they actually started to change their ways and their thoughts about me. It made everything better in the end. But it took me taking the first step to forgive. And because I could forgive, I didn't let it hold me down. I was able to transcend the situation because I was letting go of the awful feelings. I was letting them go. It helped me to see clearly what was best for everyone in a situation. My kids, myself, even, the husband that I was divorcing at the time.
So much great information is in the book. You can't escape from prison if you don't know you're in one. What is blocking your freedom? Alena Chapman, our guest on the program. A couple minutes left, and we'll have Alena back with us because there's so much to talk about in there. How can you tell if you're in a prison? Are there signs? Again, some people go, I'm not totally happy, but I'm not sure that I'm supposed to be, sort of in that almost victimhood, which is something that you talk about at great length in the book as well. What are some of the signs that we may be in a prison and don't know it?
Oh, gosh. Really, if you are feeling, one of the worst signs I'm seeing more and more and more, especially with women, if you find that you are just having so much unhappiness that you are actually turning to a doctor for some kind of drug to deaden the feeling, that is a humongous sign that you are not happy. And you don't need to live that way. And the other thing I feel is a lot of times when I just see people just not staying in negative, talking negative, putting people down, it's because you're not happy with yourself. If you were happy, you would not have any need in this world to put other people or situations down. When you're really happy, folks, you want to talk to people about ideas, about projects, about good things that are happening that you can take part in or do more about. You don't want to be in a circle where it's negative. So kind of watch where you are. And like I said before, if you're getting up in the morning and you're not feeling like, oh my gosh, I've got all this stuff to do today and I am so happy to be doing it. Oh my gosh, I'm going to make a miracle happen today. I'm excited. That was not how I was, but that's how I am now, and it's awesome. That's really where you want to be. You want to know it, and that you want to know you can make a difference, and you feel good. That's happy.
That takes us back to the first chapter on awareness. That's where it all begins. It's in the book, You Can't Escape from Prison If You Don't Know You're in One, What's Blocking Your Freedom. Alena Chapman is our guest on the program. She is the author of the book. The website is Alena, A-L-E-N-A, chapmanlife.com. Link on directly by going to our website, thisweekinamerica.us. And on March 28th, the big webinar is coming up again. Give us a little more information on that. You go to the website and you sign up, and it's free on March 28th.
Yeah. Okay, now it's alenachapmanlife.com/break free. And you'll go right to that landing page. And you can register to go to the free webinar. And it is totally free, an hour of your time. I will be talking about 3 of the tools in this book and giving you a good new perspective, something that you can apply. Bob Proctor will also be talking. And I never, ever know what Bob's going to say, but I know it's always good.
It will be meaningful, I'm sure. That's on March 28th. All the information at Alena's website. And again, you can link on directly by going to our website, thisweekinamerica.us. It's been a pleasure having you on the program. It's an excellent book. We will have you back on the show. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much for having me, Rick. I've enjoyed it immensely.
Our guest on the program, Alena Chapman. The book is called You Can't Escape from Prison If You Don't Know You're in One, What is Blocking Your Freedom? And all that information available at our website as well, thisweekinamerica.us.